Hey guys, so my name is Millie. I'm 21 and I want to tell you the story of my peculiar family and why I left them. It's been really difficult for me ever since, and I think that sharing it might help me overcome the trauma and also warn you guys because maybe your family is not as normal as you think they are. Talk with them about old traditions and customs. Question everything. It took me a long time to learn this, maybe too long. If you meet my family, they probably would seem normal to you, and they kind of are. Every family has their own style and its own thing. Some people eat pizzas on Tuesdays. Some families watch Family Feud together. Some families don't talk to each other, and some share way too much detail, even about stuff like what happens in the bedroom. I always find those families just too much. None of them are perfect, especially the ones that watch Family Feud. But the thing about my family is that we had something a little bit darker. So, what's your favorite holiday? Maybe for you and your family, it's Christmas or the 4th of July. But for me and my family, it was Halloween. And now that I think about it, some people love Halloween precisely because they don't have to spend time with their families. Huh. Well, anyways, to us, Christmas was super boring compared to Halloween, especially the way that we celebrated. We were the neighbors that way over decorated our house for the occasion. That was our thing. We watched horror movies together all day. We went trick or treating at night. And then my parents hosted a huge party at the house. It was so fun. At least it seemed like it then. So why leave my family if everything was perfect? Well, let's just say that the parties started to get out of hand after a few years. When I was just 16, my parents told me that Halloween was too special to celebrate it just once a year, so they were going to throw a theme party with their friends every day of the full moon. Basically, they said that Halloween was more special than my birthday. And that's exactly what they did. Every 28 days, our house transformed into something like a horror show. It was fun in the beginning, like the first 3 parties. At first, it was really amazing for me because being the girl that throws parties every month makes you pretty popular. But after a year, it became so annoying. I mean, you don't want to be hosting parties all of the time. There were days that I just wanted to sleep or do something else, but I couldn't escape. If I dared to mention to my parents that I had other plans, they got so mad at me. You know, like those parents that get offended when you don't want to play Uno or Monopoly with them because it's boring. My younger brother and I were tired of the whole party situation, so we tried to convince them to make it every other month. My parents agreed, and we did it with less people, and we would always be done before midnight. So we kind of all got on the same page. But I just wanted it to stop. And I know that I sound like I'm being a killjoy right now, but if you have a party every freaking month, and not just that, I was the one that had to clean the house and take care of all the drunk people sleeping on our couch. Look, it gets old really fast. So my parents kept their word, and they even started partying with a small group of friends in the basement. It was actually peaceful. I couldn't hear any music or anyone talking. It was almost like there was no party at all. I didn't care about the first 2 times, but later I realized that something was off. It seemed really strange all of a sudden that I was hearing nothing, like nobody was in the house. I was super curious about it, and so one day I snuck into the basement during their party, and I saw my parents and some of their friends wearing dark robes, and they were surrounding candles in a circle, and there was a chicken and a goat tied up in the middle. I felt a cold breeze. I had no idea what the heck was happening. I ran out of there and I tried to convince myself that it was some sort of game or role playing or something they were doing. But the next morning, I went into my parents' closet to look for the robes. They were dark and heavy. They looked like something out of Harry Potter's closet. And one of them had a small red book in the pocket. It was kind of like a diary, but full of symbols and words that I couldn't understand. I took a couple of pictures with my phone and then I did some research. Apparently, they were symbols of some ancient cult from Ireland where they made sacrifices to please the god of death or Satan or some weird, I don't know, deity. And a lot of websites said that they would do it every full moon. And now it was making sense. The party was an excuse so they could do it without people noticing. I was scared and I was desperate. So I called my best friend and I took everything I had, all the money, all the clothes, everything I could get my hands on, and I just moved in with her. I ran away from home. I needed to investigate more and figure out why my parents were doing this. My brother is still with them, and I'm going to do everything in my power to get him out of that house. I don't think he's safe there. I'm not telling you this just to spread awareness, but also so more people can really think about what their family's doing and to see if anybody knows anything. If you have any kind of info that you think could help me, please leave it in the comments. I will be reading. Thank you.